Welcome back. I am Jon Najarian, and we are back from Thanksgiving with the 29th of November, 3 at 3. As you know, every day at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, those of you who are subscribers get the live feed of unusual option activity. Calls that were bought on the offer, puts that were bought on the offer. We talk about both. Because we've had mostly a bull market, we've had an unusually large number of calls rather than puts being bought. Every once in a while, we do have those large put buys or something that is bearish, and we do indeed bring it to our subscribers, and we thank all of you that are. If you'd like to become a subscriber, in a few slides, I'll tell you how you can do that. All right, first one today. We are seeing cryptos rebound in a big way today. If you were quick, you were able to pick up some of those cryptos like Bitcoin and so forth under 55,000 in the 54,000 range. And those of you who did, I salute you. You made $4,000 per Bitcoin because now it is 58,064. Well, as Bitcoin goes, so go the miners. That their rewards are, of course, Bitcoins. And this one in particular, Riot blockchain, pretty significant miner. Riot, we noticed big call buying, 10,800, which is over 1 million share equivalent. December 3rd, that's this Friday, 40 strike calls with the stock at 38. So need to be sort of aware that Riot is a volatile stock that is tied very closely to what goes on in the Bitcoin market. And so it goes from 3.2 billion to 3.6 billion back and forth, depending how it's doing. So we are in at the money calls. To give you an idea, the most active at the money calls right now, let's see, so the 37s right now have traded 10,200, the 38s 8,600, and those 40s are now up to about 14,000 contracts. To give you an idea of how I trade it, I am in the 38 calls for $1.50, and I am short the 41 calls against it. You could put that trade on right now, folks, for about 80 cents. Rather than buying the 40 calls naked for 85 cents. So again, your choice. I like having a controlled amount of risk. I like mitigating the decay factor that does occur. And I like the idea that, hey, if the stock just moves up $1, this spread is worth $1 and change. And that dollar would not leave us in the money with those D40s. Those would still be out of the money. So that's the way I like to play it, folks, addressing volatility and addressing theta or time decay. Let's get to the second of today's 3 at 3, which is Hut. So Hut is a company, also a mining company, that does not sell the coins that they earn through their verification process, which is known as mining. They are a $2.1 billion company. It's also an ESG play because the CEO and a number of the key people at the company are women. So it is indeed environmental, social, and governance. That's what ESG stands for. Hut certainly fills the bill for most of that. And the stock rebounding pretty dramatically, hitting 1325 today. They're buying the December 13 calls. Those December 13 calls right now are trading for 53 cents. So you could decide, again, if you want to buy those and sell a higher strike against it if we run. Keep in mind that we have rapid time decay in anything that's in the final week of its option life, and those are. Third is Apple, and these have a little bit longer time frame. These do not expire until next week on Friday. So the Apple 160s in December, let me get a read on where those are. 20,000 have traded so far today. Those Apple 160s with that December 10th expiration are up 37% today. They're trading 315 to 325. It's a 20-cent range. Stock is trading at about 160.90 right now, so up about 40 cents, 40 cents from when we cited it here. And one way that you could address some of the issues that I've discussed already would be to be in these and be short the 6250s, the 16250s, same expiration next Friday against it. If you're long the one at 320 and short the other at 2 or 205, you get the idea. You're into the trade for about $1.05 to $1.10, and that would leave you some room of enough to make as much as $2.50 out of that investment if the stock is 162.50 or higher. Told you I'd tell you that if you wanted to be a subscriber and get the live stream rather than the delayed at after 4 o'clock Eastern time, well, one way to do that is to be a subscriber to any of the 3 unusual option activity products. If you subscribe to any of the 3, you get this stream live at 3 p.m. Plenty of time to act on it, 3 p.m. Eastern. You also get weekly trade ideas. You get the trading community, which is our social network, and live webinars. You get all 3 of those with your subscription, no matter which subscription you have. And you get this live. Call 888-809-8058. That's 888-809-8058. Or go to marketrebellion.com/UOA live. UOA stands for Unusual Option Activity. So go to marketrebellion.com/UOA live. Questions? You can shoot them into me at Twitter. Twitter handle is @Jon Najarian, JONNAJARIAN. Daniel asks, hey, you mentioned some UOA on BBY back on 9.2 and then again on 9.4. I was in these and rolled up. Do you see any more activity in BBY after their big earnings drop? I have the 125, 135 spread going to 12.17. Would it be better to cut losses? Well, you had a couple really nice trades there, Daniel, because back on, what was it? Back on the 3rd, or 2nd rather, of September, you were buying this pretty darn cheap. Now the stock's down to 111, so I would probably punt what you've got remaining because, as you know, I like buying them Labor Day, selling them Black Friday, so I'm not really a buyer even on this dip today. Sorry about that, Daniel. Lance, who apparently is a fan of There Will Be Blood, because I recognize Daniel Day-Lewis's back there. Crude back to 89 before year end? Possibly. I think into the low 80s for sure by year end. 108 in play longer term technically? Yes, indeed. Obviously, there are people out there with 150 targets. I am not that bearish because that would be bearish. It's bullish for crude, bearish for the United States, bearish for a bunch of economies around the world. I don't think they let it get that far out of line. But nonetheless, the cutbacks in both the pipelines and the drilling have had an impact, and that doesn't just, you don't throw a light switch on that. That comes our way from Lance, whose handle is @Land of the Sky, AVL. Bang. And then we've got Nana's Irish Sausage Stuffing. Open Road, whose handle is @OpenRoadSW7. I think we Irish do a pretty good job with our stuffing, and I do too, by the way. Some of my Irish friends in Chicago use White Castle burgers, bun and all. They just tear them up into shreds and stuff the whole thing into the burger. This particular one is a bunch of russet potatoes, white bread, sausage like Jimmy Dean and so forth. So you see this is kind of going where the White Castle was. I love it. I am a big fan of deep fried turkeys, especially. And I love the stuffing. Hey, that's going to do it for today, folks. If you'd like to get started in trading stock, options, futures, cryptocurrencies, go to marketrebellion.com/ get started. That's marketrebellion.com/get started. Do it today. Do yourself a favor. I think you'll really appreciate all the information you can glean from us, much of it free, and the stuff you pay for is worth every penny. Check it out, marketrebellion.com/get started, or dial up 888-809-8058. Thank you for joining, folks. Have a great afternoon.